Tika hoki te whakaaro o te ropu tōranga pū Māori ara mena he mana tōu I roto I te whare pāremata, kāri tū atu I tērā. Koera hoki te wero kei mua I te aroaro o ngā kai tōranga pū Māori o reipa, ara ko te rapu mana e whai mana I rātau I roto I ngā whakatau kōrero I te whare pāremata. A hakoa kei wainganui ngā rōpū a pitihana rātau, mō ngā tau e toru e tū mai nei. Kei tōku taha I tēnei wā, a Nanaia Mahuta, te tautohito o ngā kai tōranga pū Māori o reipa, e toku rangatira tēnā koe.
Kia ora.
So you've told our producer you don't want to talk about the Labour leadership. Kāre koe te pirangi kōrero mo te tūranga kai arahi I a reipa. How hei kore ai? Why not?
Because there's a process in place. Obviously, caucus is to receive the announcement that was made yesterday by David Cunliffe. Our New Zealand Council has met. There is a leadership process and that will play its natural course.
That process, should Labour look at its own internal problems first and fix those and then elect a new leader? Or should they elect a new leader, then look at trying to fix the internal problems?
The two aren't mutually exclusive. We've got to do both. The sequencing of that, I guess, is something still to be discussed. It's my inclination that we absolutely have to do a review of the election outcome. It was a humbling outcome to the extent that Labour did not receive the widespread support to become government. However, we did have some successes like in the Māori electorates and certainly in the Pacific vote and with some of the South Auckland seats. So we're going to do a review and the leadership process will commence within the context of a review.
And because of that success in the Māori seats, I mean, you almost did a clean sweep in the Māori seats. Do you think a Māori name should be in the hat for leadership or somewhere in the leadership team?
Well, I think part of the solution to where we can build on a successful bid for 2017 sits somewhere in what happened within the Māori and Pacific vote and certainly in the Māori seats. So I think there is a solution there. How that's reflected throughout the whole party going forward, I think is something that's being seriously contemplated and argued for both by Māori and Pacific caucus.
So a lot of Māori went back to Labour in the last election. They've all gone back to Labour. They've shown their faith in Labour, especially in the Māori MPs in Labour. So what can Māori voters expect from you guys in Parliament?
Well, we're absolutely humbled that Māori voters put their support in us in the Māori electorates. They voted with their feet because they knew the bread and butter issues weren't being delivered on by national jobs, good paying jobs, being able to feed your whānau, cost of living issues weren't being addressed by national solutions. So people said, no, well, actually, whānau ora isn't enough. We do want to give our mandate to Labour. We're absolutely, delighted with that, but we know we have a lot to do in terms of advocating on the interests for Māori within Parliament and from the opposition benches.
Because of that show of support from Māori, do you think that Labour should do more for Māori?
Labour is advocating on the issues, I believe, that Māori want to see at the forefront of political decision-making, better paying jobs, aspirational opportunities for Māori which move people from low-paid work to better paid work, from being a small contractor to being a small business, from being an exporter to a high-value exporter. So that's the aspiration for Māori. National pretty much outsourcing the voice of Māori aspiration to the Māori Party. Since National's been in government, the Māori Affairs portfolio has ever only been held outside of Cabinet. That is not where policy is determined. It's determined around the Cabinet table. Look at Te Ture Whenua Māori as a case in point.
So you've been in Parliament for 18 years now. Have you ever seen the Labour Party in this much trouble, in this much turmoil, this much fracture?
Yeah, I came into Parliament in '96 just after Helen Clark had taken over from Mike Moore. That was a very tumultuous time, 3 years in opposition, and then we gained support to go into government, and there was a lot of, I guess, soul-searching undertaken, and no doubt the decline in our party vote since 2008 is something that we have to arrest and turn around. And as I said previously, I think part of the solution is in how Māori and Pacific voters reflect what the base is starting to look like, what an aspirational base looks like, and how we broaden that to be the core of what the Labour Party stands for going forward.
And you personally, you've been in Parliament for 18 years now. What's, in your opinion, your biggest achievement?
Being a good advocate for my electorate. If I wasn't, they wouldn't keep me there. Ensuring that when we were in government, that we had the types of policies that delivered real gains, not just superficial ones. Being able to advocate strongly on the platform platform of education, seeing the first standalone wharekura Māori in Hamilton and supporting that through a number of achievements. However, my personal achievements should be seen within the context of what I believe Labour can bring to hard-working Māori families who have aspiration, want to do well, but also wants to see a country that is fairer, greater equality.
He mahi nui kei mui te aroaro o reipa e hoa kia kaha kia mai kia manawa nui kia koe.
Kia ora.
Tēnā koe.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.